everybody, it's Mara Allard of Wind, Water, and Wisdom, and I thought I would share some practices about energy this morning, or thoughts about energy. So a lot of times people ask me, how do I know when I'm losing my good energy, my high vibe energy? How do I know I'm becoming depleted of energy? Like how I want to avoid burnout, what do I do? Okay, here's the thing. Usually we turn to our vices when we're feeling overwhelmed, tired, stressed out, pushed to our max, upset, triggered. And what do I mean by vices? So we all have coping mechanisms, and some of them we've developed aren't as healthy as others. And it's easy to fall, and you've heard me say this a lot of times, into old patterns. Familiar patterns. Our brain knows these patterns. Our body recognizes these patterns. What you want to be doing is undoing these patterns. So if you've had a really stressful day at work, is the way that you decompress a glass of wine or multiple glasses of wine or multiple cocktails? Are you smoking when you're very stressed or triggered? I know for myself, when I was very stressed on the verge of burnout, I would shop. So when I felt that anxiety, I got a quick whew. If I pressed that shopping, but put something in my shopping cart. Workaholism, anything you do, if you're trying to avoid, let's just say you have a lot going on in your family that's drama, and you're putting your attention towards work so you don't have to deal with the drama. And that's something that you're doing to protect yourself. We can do it with food. Even recently this weekend, I took this huge piece of cake, tons of sugar, and I realized I was doing it as a coping mechanism for something I was dealing with in the moment. So instead of using the healthy tools that I know to use, like take a walk, take a break, breathe, find a moment of stillness. I know some of these things, grounding. It's a familiar pattern to do something like, oh, I'll have some sugar. Sugar makes me feel better. And so it's unwinding these coping mechanisms, which are probably not healthy for us. Are you zoning out on social media? Are you having a really hard day or had a difficult interaction with somebody, and are you just scrolling so you can numb your mind? So what we're doing is we're suppressing a feeling. So if somebody said something to you, or you had a situation at your job, or a really hard day with your kids, or had a very hard medical diagnosis, or anything that is really bringing you into a heightened state of anxiety, depression, fear, resentment, any of those emotions, what usually we try to do is to cope with it. So maybe we eat, maybe we smoke, maybe we drink, maybe we shop, maybe we work, maybe we scroll. What are we doing? You're denying the emotion. You're trying not to feel the emotion. And to raise our energy and to stay in a heightened sense of good energy, we have to feel the difficult emotions. And trust me, they pass. But we don't want to, because who does? Who wants to feel something that's anger? We shy away generally as a culture from anger, sadness, fear. It's hard to feel those. But if you let the emotion bubble up and say, oh, I'm pissed off, I'm really angry, and then breathe through it, walk through it, sit with it even if you sit with it for a minute, and then back off and breathe, and then let the anger rise up again, and then sit back and breathe, you will move it through your body. Another great way is to throw a little temper tantrum. Just like a kid does. Watch a child deal with anger, and then watch an adult typically deal with anger. Be the child. Close the door. Have a full-blown physical temper tantrum. Stomp, yell, do whatever to move this energy. And that's a great way, especially anger. If you are angry, if you can find a room to shut the door and have a temper tantrum, you have moved that energy, energy of anger through your body, physically. Use sound. Again, find a private place. Let the sound of the emotion yell, scream, moan, sigh, whatever it is, move it. That's energy through your body. Get it out. Because trapped energy in our body leads to burnout, disease, inflammation. So we want to move these out in healthier ways than a vice that we are familiar with, our body is familiar with. So I can't say enough. Tears, crying, it's moving that emotion. When it's fear, you're going to really want to be easy when you're bringing up fear or anxiety and just breathing through it little by little, so you don't feel overwhelmed, and going into a grounding practice. But I was at a retreat once and we did the temper tantrum thing, and let me just tell you, it feels really good to just stomp your feet, flay your arms, and yell and be like a little toddler not getting their way. That toddler is using a way to process emotion healthy through their body. They don't know yet that you can have a ton of sugar or a nicotine hit or an alcohol hit or a drug hit or shopping. They don't know these things. All they know is, I don't like this feeling and I'm gonna express it. And that's what we have to do, is express or feel or those emotions in order to keep our energy in high and to, stay in a high vibe state, but also to just for our body's health as well. Have a great day.